The hardest gymnastic skills combine strength and grace to make moves that leave our mouths open in shock. As people who love gymnastics, we're amazed by these feats. We're also grateful that top gymnasts give young athletes all over the world something to strive for. They break new barriers at each event, inspiring us all around the world. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the hardest gymnastic skills ever. First off, at number 13, we have back full beam. This is a standing back salto with a full twist that's tucked. The back full is not a move that is done off the beam. Instead, it's a skill that is done on the beam, so it takes a lot of precision. If the gymnast is thrown off by even a tiny fraction of an inch, they may miss the touchdown and fall to the floor. Some gymnasts will connect a back handspring to a back full in order to get enough power to do this move. It is a very impressive display of power. Alevtina Priakina of the former Soviet Union did the back tuck with a full twist for the first time at the Junior Europeans in 1986. At number 12, we have the Biles 2 Triple Double, a double back salto with a triple twist and a tuck. The Biles 2 is the most difficult floor move ever done by a woman gymnast. This move adds a new twist to the Silivas, which for 25 years was the most difficult gymnastics move. When trying the triple double, gymnasts have to use even more power to get enough airtime to do this skill with control. It wouldn't be surprising if this skill stayed the hardest for the next 25 years in women's gymnastics floor routines. Simone Biles was the first woman gymnast to get this one in the bag in the 2019 USA Gymnastics Championships in Kansas City, USA. At number 11, we have the Prajunova. The Prajunova vault is a front handspring onto the vault table, followed by two tucked front saltos off the vault. This move is known as the Vault of Death. Before, the Prajunova was rated as a more difficult vault, but the scoring was changed because gymnasts who did a bad job of the Prajunova were getting much higher scores than those who did less difficult vaults perfectly. Even though its score has gone down on this vault, it's still tied with the Biles as the second hardest vault to do. The vault is hard because you need a lot of strength to do two tucked saltos at the same time. Also, the whole skill is done in the dark. The gymnast can only see the floor for a split second during the first half of the salto when doing a front handspring onto the vault or either salto. This means that the landing is all about timing and muscle memory. People have said that the Prajunova has a high risk of hurting someone, but even though it's dangerous, every so often an international gymnast will use the Prajunova. Deepa Karmakar of India was the last person to finish the Prajunova at the Rio Olympics in 2016. At the World Championships in China in 1999, Yelena Prajunova was the first gymnast to do this vault. At number 10, we have the Yurchenko double pike. This is a round-off onto the springboard, a back handspring onto the table, and then a piked double salto off the vault. The Yurchenko double pike vault has only ever been done by men, just like the Biles 2 on the floor. This vault is very hard, and only 5 male gymnasts have ever tried to do it. There are a few things that make this vault so hard. First of all, the gymnast needs to have a lot of power to hit the vault and jump high enough to do 2 piked saltos. Using that power while in a piked position goes against what the body wants to do when it flips backwards. When doing any kind of back salto, the body naturally wants to open up and become more flat. This means that the straight-legged pike position takes more strength and skill to hold. Lastly, doing 2 piked backflips creates a lot of spinning force that the gymnast has to absorb and control as their feet hit the mat. Simone Biles, an American gymnast, did this move for the first time at the 2021 United States Classic in Indianapolis, USA. Now, at number 9, we have the vault, Amanar. The Amanar vault is a Yurchenko vault with 2.5 twists off the vaulting table. It's named after Simona Amanar, who won the gold medal at the Olympics for Romania. After pushing off the table, the gymnast does a round-off onto the springboard, a back handspring onto the table, and then a layout backflip with 2.5 twists. She lands on her front with her back to the table. The Americans have made this vault much better than anyone else. The vault was something that every member of the 2012 Olympic team could do, but Michaela Maroney did the highest vault. Simone Biles, who won the World All-Round title in 2013, and Elizabeth Price, who was an Olympic alternate in 2012, can both do the Amanar easily. At number 8, we have handsprings with somersaults and twists. If you found it hard to do a front handspring, you might want to think twice before trying this trick. If you want to try this move, you should be very careful and take safety precautions. This trick is used a lot in dance moves. In fact, this is one of the many difficult tricks that women do on a vault. She has to do somersaults and twists twist as she jumps off the horse and lands perfectly on the ground. Next up, at number 7, we have the vault Chang. This vault is a Yurchenko half-on to a front Rudy off the table. It's named after the Chinese vault goddess Cheng Fei. The gymnast does a round off onto the board and then a half turn onto the table so that she's facing the table. Then she moves forward and does a Rudy. She lands in front of the table. Cheng is one of the few female gymnasts who can do this vault. Hong Soo-jong and Hong Eun-jong, both from North Korea, and Jade Barbosa from Brazil, have all done it. Michaela Skinner and Vanessa Zamaripa, both from the United States, have also done it, but not in an international competition. More gymnasts have tried it in the tucked position. Russian Olympic champion Svetlana Korkina was the first to do it this way. At number 6, we have the Jerkowska-Kowalska beam dismount. A gainer salto layout with 2 full twists is finished off the beam as a dismount. It's scary to try to learn this skill. In most beam dismounts, gymnasts jump straight off the beam, but to do the Jerkowska-Kowalska, they have to jump up and start flipping backwards as they move forward off the beam. With 2 full twists, this trick is hard to master. Katarzyna Jerkowska-Kowalska from Poland was the first woman gymnast to do a gainer layout with 2 full twists. She did this at the 2018 World Championships in Doha, Qatar. At number 5, we have bars, the def. The def is a release move from Genger with an extra full twist. The athlete swings up and lets go of the bar. She then does a backflip with a 1.5 twist and grabs the bar again, this time facing the opposite way she let go. Emilie Lepenec, a French gymnast, may be the most well-known person to do this move, since she did it to win gold on the uneven bars at the 2004 Olympics. Moving on, at number 4, we have full-in beam dismount, a double back salto that is tucked or piked and twisted all the way around. One of the hardest things about this dismount is getting enough power and height to finish it. The floor and the vault are 2 pieces of equipment that a gymnast can use to get speed and strength to do complicated flipping moves, but the beam only has a short, very narrow runway that doesn't have any natural spring. To do a double back salto with a full twist, you have to be very fast and strong. Jiang Wei of China was the first woman gymnast to do a double back salto tucked with a full twist. Jiang Wei did this dismount at the 1980 USA vs. China competition when she was only 12 years old. At number 3, we have the Biles. Biles' move on the beam is a double back salto tucked with 2 full twists. This dismount builds on the difficulty of the full in-beam dismount by adding another full twist. Like the full in dismount, one of the hardest parts of this skill is getting enough speed and power to do the move without losing control. By adding an extra twist to the full in, the Biles might be the beam's hardest dismount. So it's no surprise that Simone Biles is the only woman gymnast who has ever done this move. At the 2019 USA Gymnastics Championship in Kansas City, USA, Simone Biles was the first woman gymnast to do this move. At number 2, we have the Silivas, a double back salto that's tucked and has 2 full twists. Putting together 2 twists and 2 flips takes a lot of skill, but this skill also depends on the athlete being able to build up enough power to get high enough in the air to do their spins and flips with control. Before Victoria Moores did the Silivas in the layout position, it was the hardest gymnastics move on the floor for 25 years. Daniela Silivas of Romania did the first double salto tucked with 2 full twists at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, Korea. Finally, at number 1, we have the Moores 2. The Moores 2 is a double salto in layout position with a double twist. The double twist double layout is a lot like the Silivas above in that it takes a huge amount of power for the gymnast to get high enough to do both flips and twists. The fact that this skill is done in the layout position makes it much harder because the gymnast has to bend their knees because of the momentum of their flips and twists. To fight against these forces and stay in the layout position, the gymnast must be very strong. Victoria Moores of Canada was the first gymnast to do a double twisting double layout in a competition in 2013. She did it at the World Championships in Antwerp. That's all for this video. Which skill do you find the most impressive? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching and see you next time.